Hey, sixth graders! Welcome to our overview of life journey. Get ready to dive into the amazing world of living things, their interactions, and cycles that surround them. We're going to explore some incredible science concepts together, and you'll become expert in no time. Chapter 1: Overview of Life. In this lesson, we explore the core themes that define biology, focusing on the unity and diversity of life. All living organisms, from the smallest bacteria to the largest whales, share common processes due to their shared ancestry. These processes include cellular organization, metabolism, homeostasis, and adaptation through evolution. Lesson 1: The Fundamental Themes of Biology. Objective: students will identify and understand the unifying themes of biology that connect all forms of life. Cell theory: introduction to the concept that all living things are composed of cells, the basic unit of life. Discussion includes cell structure, function, and the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Gene theory: exploration of how traits are inherited through genes and the role of DNA in coding the genetic information essential for life. Homeostasis: explanation of how organisms maintain a stable internal environment to survive in changing external conditions. Examples include thermoregulation in mammals and osmoregulation in fish. Metabolism: understanding of how organisms convert food into energy and new cell materials, covering both catabolic and anabolic pathways. Evolution: discussion on the process of natural selection and how it drives the diversity and unity of life across the planet. Emergent properties: investigation into how complex structures and functions arise from simpler organizational levels, from cells to organ systems. Activities and assessment. Create a diagram illustrating how different organ systems in a human body maintain homeostasis. Group discussions on various adaptations in animals and plants that demonstrate evolutionary processes. Lesson 2: Ecological relationships and hierarchies. Objective: explain the relationships and interactions that define different ecological levels from individual organisms to the biosphere. Species and populations: define species as groups of interbreeding organisms. Explore population dynamics and how populations interact within a community. Communities and ecosystems: understand the interactions within a community, such as predation, competition, and symbiotic relationships, mutualism, commensalism, parasitism. Biomes in the biosphere: study the major biomes of the world, their characteristics, and the types of life they support. Discuss the biosphere as the global ecological system integrating all living beings and their relationships. Activities and assessment. Simulations of food webs and ecological pyramids to demonstrate energy flow and material cycling. Projects on local ecosystems, identifying the different species and their roles within the community. Lesson 3: Earth's biogeochemical cycles. Objective: describe and explain the importance of the major biogeochemical cycles and their impact on life. Water cycle: detailed study of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Investigation of the role of the water cycle in supporting life and its influence on weather and climate. Carbon cycle: exploration of how carbon is cycled through the biosphere, atmosphere, hygrosphere, and geosphere, emphasizing the impact of human activities on carbon levels. Nitrogen cycle: explanation of nitrogen fixation, nitrification, assimilation, ammonification, and denitrification, and their importance for all living organisms. Seasonal cycles: discussion on how seasonal changes affect plant phenology and animal behaviors, such as migration and hibernation. Here are 4 questions designed to assess a 6th grader's understanding of the science topics covered, aligned with the Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS, for 6th grade. 1. Water cycle: describe the journey of a water molecule during the water cycle. How does this molecule move from clouds to a river? NGSS alignment, MSESS 2-4. Develop a model to describe the cycling of water through Earth's systems driven by energy from the sun and the force of gravity. 2. Interactions in ecosystems: explain how the introduction of a new species might affect the existing food web in a deciduous forest biome. NGSS alignment, MSLS 2-2. Construct an explanation that predicts patterns of interactions among organisms across multiple ecosystems. 3. Energy and chemical processes related to metabolism: how does photosynthesis contribute to the carbon cycle, and why is it vital for most ecosystems? NGSS alignment, MSLS 1-6. Construct a scientific explanation based on evidence for the role of photosynthesis in the cycling of matter and flow of energy into and out of organisms. For biological evolution and adaptation, choose an animal or plant and describe how it has adapted to survive in its environment. What specific features or behaviors help it thrive? NGSS alignment, MSLS 4-4. Construct an explanation based on evidence that describes how genetic variations of traits in a population increase some individuals' probability of surviving and reproducing in a specific environment. These questions encourage critical thinking and application of knowledge, which are key components of the NGSS and help students connect their understanding to real-world ecological and biological systems. Suggested extended activities and assessment. Lab experiments to demonstrate water filtration and purification mimicking natural processes in the water cycle. Research projects on the effects of climate change on the carbon and nitrogen cycles. Integrating NGSS and Common Core standards. This curriculum integrates NGSS practices such as asking questions, developing and using models, planning and carrying out investigations, analyzing and interpreting data, and constructing explanations. It also supports Common Core standards by promoting critical thinking, problem solving, and analytical skills through science and technical subjects. Cross-curricular opportunities. Mathematics. Use data from experiments to create graphs and calculate rates of reactions in metabolic and biogeochemical processes. Language arts. Develop argumentative essays on topics like conservation strategies and the ethics of genetic modification based on research and evidence. Through this detailed curriculum, students will gain a deep understanding of life's complexities and the ecological and chemical processes that sustain it, preparing them with the knowledge and skills to explore more advanced scientific concepts in future studies. Join us next time as we dive deeper into the world of living things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time. Dr. Siegfried Howell.